She's smiling, she's nodding. But your gut says something's off. She's wearing that familiar smile, one that seems genuine at first glance. Her head bobs in agreement, giving the impression that everything is perfectly fine. But deep down, your instincts are shouting that something is amiss, that there's a hidden narrative beneath the surface. When she says she's fine, her voice carries a casual nonchalance. But then you catch a glimpse of her eyes, those windows to the soul. In an almost imperceptible moment, they blink rapidly, 5 times in under 2 seconds. That's not a coincidence. That's science. The truth? It often hides in plain sight, and she knows you're watching for it. Want to know how to decode her silence? Do you want to learn how to read her unspoken words, to crack her verbal poker face, or, brace yourself, identify the exact moment she's lying to you? Good. Because the truth isn't simply found in what she articulates, it lurks in the glitches, the nuances, and the subtleties that lie between her words. Let's get surgical and dissect this phenomenon. Section 1. The truth reflex most men miss. Every woman has it, this innate, automatic, and often unconscious psychological reaction when she feels cornered by the truth. It's not the dramatic eye roll or the crossed arms of a Marvel villain preparing for battle. Instead, it's the micro-expressions, those tiny, involuntary facial movements that flash for just a fraction of a second. If you blink, you'll miss them. But they are the Rosetta Stone to understanding her true thoughts. According to Dr. Paul Ekman, the godfather of micro-expression research, there are 7 universal expressions of emotion. The moment you pose a question she doesn't want to answer, watch closely for the flash of contempt, a quick lip curl that betrays her disdain, or the micro-frown that flits across her face just before her carefully curated poker smile locks into place. While her mouth may say, "Nothing's wrong," her eyebrows just threw her under the bus, revealing a depth of emotion that words alone cannot convey. Section 2. Weaponized empathy, the Trojan horse of truth. Want to catch a lie? Instead of being confrontational, adopt an approach that is disturbingly kind. Research shows that when a person feels emotionally safe, their cognitive resistance diminishes. That's right. When you shift from interrogation to genuine connection, her defenses drop faster than your phone on a tiled floor. Try this Jedi-level opener. You know, you don't have to tell me anything you're not ready to. I just want to understand your side if and when you're open to it. Boom. No pressure, no judgment, just an open door. This weaponized empathy disarms her fear reflex, creating a safe space where unfiltered honesty can flourish. Because remember, guilt doesn't scream, it whispers. And within safe spaces, those whispers can echo loudly. Section 3. The power of pattern interrupts. Ever notice how someone becomes too comfortable lying in a familiar rhythm? She's used to deflecting with charm, laughter, or sarcasm. That's her script, her routine. So how do you shatter that scene? You interrupt the pattern. Try dropping this line. "That's interesting. Why do you think I'd believe that?" Notice, this isn't confrontational. It's confusing. It forces her brain to process an unfamiliar scenario. And in that split second of mental lag, you've knocked her off autopilot. Why does this work? Because the prefrontal cortex, the brain's truth filter, requires time to recalibrate. Interrupt it, and even the best rehearsed lie becomes spaghetti on the floor, disoriented, messy, and revealing. Section 4. Strategic silence, the atomic pause. You ask a question. She responds quickly. But here's where most guys mess up. Do not speak right after her answer. Here's why. Humans are inherently uncomfortable with silence. We're wired to fill gaps. When someone rushes to cover that silence, they reveal far more than they intended. Let's say you ask, "Where were you last night?" She replies, "Out with friends." Instead of filling the space, you simply nod and maintain eye contact. Wait. 1 second. 2. And boom, she fumbles. "I mean, we just got drinks. Not a big deal." Just like that, you've transitioned from a vague alibi to a breadcrumb trail leading to the truth. The truth leaks out, not under pressure, but under the weight of silence. Section 5. The shift test. Body language betrayal. Truth stands still, lies fidget. A study from the University of Michigan found that liars are over 75% more likely to shift positions, touch their face, or scratch their necks when telling a fib. So next time you're fishing for answers, pay close attention to her body language. Start with a neutral question. Did you have lunch today? Observe her body language carefully. Then follow up with a truth trigger. Who were you texting during dinner? If her posture shifts dramatically between the two questions, like crossing her legs, leaning back, or adjusting her shirt, you've just triggered her subconscious discomfort. She may not be guilty yet, but her nervous system is definitely on high alert. Section 6. Reverse psychology rewired. People love proving you wrong, especially when you act like you already know the truth. Try this approach. You don't have to tell me. I already know you weren't honest about what happened. If she's innocent, she'll likely be confused and eager to clarify. But if she's hiding something, watch her face closely. Look for a blink delay, a pause, or a half nod that reveals inner conflict. The trick here isn't accusation, it's certainty. Humans are wired to correct inaccuracies, especially when they feel misunderstood. So, give her just enough rope and she'll reveal more while trying to correct you than she would under a lie detector. Section 7. High-stakes questions low-key. You want the truth? Then stop sounding like Sherlock Holmes on Red Bull. Instead of bombarding her with intensity, casually embed high-stakes questions within everyday conversation. Example, you're driving. The atmosphere is relaxed, music playing softly. Then drop this, soft and smooth. By the way, when you said you were with your cousin last week, was that before or after you guys argued at brunch? If she's lying, that casual tone hits like a sniper shot. The brain doesn't have time to prepare for such an unexpected question. The result? A freeze, a stutter, a revision of history unfolding in real time. The truth often slips out when the brain believes it's safe. Section 8. The confession buffer technique. Want to hear her truth? First, you should offer yours, but, and this is key, make it mildly embarrassing, yet not disqualifying. Something like, I once lied about being sick just to get out of a date. I totally regretted it the moment I hit send. Then pause. Let the silence breathe. This primes her for reciprocity. Psychologists call this the self-disclosure effect. When one person opens up, we feel an unconscious urge to match that vulnerability. Next thing you know, she's saying, actually, there was this one time I told someone I was working late, but I just didn't want to see them. Just like that, you've transformed your harmless story into a powerful lie detector. Section 9. The truth isn't in the words, it's in the edges. Here's the grand finale of human psychology. People lie with content, but they tell the truth through context. It's not merely what she says, it's how she says it. Consider the pacing, the tone, the sudden politeness or the nervous laugh. The way she suddenly transforms into a Shakespearean actor when a simple yes would have sufficed. Liars often overcompensate with excessive detail or use distancing language such as, that woman I met instead of Lisa. We hung out instead of, we went to her place. These are not just casual word choices, they're verbal smoke bombs obscuring the truth. If she's avoiding specifics or dodging clarity, she's likely hiding something substantial. Section 10. Final twist. Maybe she wants you to know. Here's the real mind bender. Sometimes she's not even trying to hide it. In fact, she might be testing you. A study on nonverbal leakage shows that many people, especially women, subconsciously want to be caught in their lie when they feel guilty or emotionally conflicted. They'll leave trails, gaps, clues. Why? Because the lie isn't solely for protection. It's often a cry for confrontation, a psychological red flag signaling her internal struggle. And if you miss it, she loses respect for you. You weren't sharp enough to catch the hints she left behind. And that's worse than the lie itself. So remember, the truth isn't buried deep. It's hiding in the open, camouflaged in body language, micro-expressions, word patterns, and the silence that follows. She may not openly confess the truth, but she will leak it if you know where to look.